from the local station. This is Weather Authority Weekday.
Well, happy finally Friday to you. I am meteorologist Michelle McCormick. Welcome to the Weather Authority Weekday Show on a Friday. And boy, do we have a lot to go through today, even though it's going to be a rather nice day here. Okay, let's start with the tropics though, because this is a kind of a big talker. Tropical storm Melissa, man. 2 o'clock this morning, moving north at 2 miles per hour. 5 o'clock this morning, stationary. I mean, like not budging, is according to the National Hurricane Center, right? Now, the 8 o'clock advisory has it moving east-southeast at 1 mile per hour. So the center of Tropical Storm Melissa was located, though, by Air Force reconnaissance in this area, drifting toward the east-southeast at 1 mile per hour with a slow drift toward the north-northeast expected later on today and tonight. A westward drift is then expected. You can see it here on the model that I have up. On Saturday into Sunday, and as it does make this westward drift expected to intensify, hopefully staying just south of the island of Jamaica. In the meantime, it is expected to become a Category 3, a major hurricane, by Tuesday at 2 a.m., maybe even a Cat 4, so very slow moving storm. Okay, so today's Friday, Tuesday's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days from now, still bringing windy, wet weather to Jamaica and even parts of Haiti and eventually parts of Cuba. This could be extremely dangerous and devastating with flash flooding, maybe up to 2 feet of rain, and even windy conditions and landslides. So if you have travel plans to Jamaica in the next weekend to a week from now, you definitely want to check ahead. Winds right now extend outwards of 140 miles. And this turn towards Cuba is just one of the many models, and this is just one of the cones. So let me show you what some of the tropical models are showing as far as the spaghetti models that we like to watch. And of course, we're watching numerous ones, but it's super tiny through here. I get that. But some of the models show the westward movement south of Jamaica before making a turn back to the east over the end of Cuba, the southeastern tip of Cuba. Some of the models show a easterly movement before it moves north or before it moves back out to the east, closer to the tip of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. So lots of time to see where this storm is going to go. And with it being so wonky with its movement, and right now with the shear starting to decrease, that will start to intensify the storm with very little circulation at this time. The water, however, in the Caribbean is very, very warm. So really an anomaly of sorts as we continue to watch this very slow progressing storm. The Euro and GFS here showing kind of the same thing. Of course, the spaghetti models do include the Euro and the GFS. The GFS is the American model in white, and the Euro is exactly the Euro in yellow. And both are showing that turn away from the coast of the United States and into the Atlantic. Bringing it closer to home, here's a view of our Atlantic Ocean. Lovely. From the Jacksonville beach camera here, there's the pier. So we have a high rip current risk that started today. It will last through Monday, meaning the beaches are very hazardous, seas 2 to 3 feet. We have winds that are going to be moving in from the north and from the east, a local dry nor'easter, if you will. And ideally, the timing's not right. I mean, we have an air show happening this weekend, and while it's going to be lovely, the weather's going to be pretty, the air is going to be unstable, the water's going to be unstable, and these are just some factors we need to consider throughout the weekend. If you do have plans to come out here, make sure you have a tent with weights. Hold on to your hats as well, as the winds are going to be gusty to about 30 miles per hour at the beach. All right. High tide was just now about 10:30, and low tide is this afternoon right before 5 o'clock. Plenty of sand to walk on your evening walk. And again, the forecast at the beach shaping up like this: a high of 77 today, slightly warmer than the water temperature. UV index is high. The winds, those northeast winds are 10 to 15 knots. Also a small craft advisory in effect. And the rip current risk is high, very dangerous conditions. So 72 degrees right now at the beach, 65 degrees inland. It started out at 46 was our low this morning. We hit 46 yesterday also. So pretty chilly mornings. If you layered up, you're going to want to peel it off later on this afternoon as we soar close to 80 degrees. All right. Here's our future cast. And I want to show you this because the breezy conditions will start to increase throughout the day, and there'll be inland breezes as well. We'll have gusts inland 20 to 25 mile per hour, gusts at the beach up to 30 miles per hour across the area. The rip current risk is high in our northeast Florida beaches, moderate for our southeast Georgia beaches, but still hazardous conditions. And you can see by the clouds that are rolling in, these will be some high clouds across the area. Not too much shade involved with these clouds, but they will provide a little bit of coverage across our sky. And the opportunity for some light showers to roll in from the ocean into the evening on Saturday and Sunday. Slight chances of rain both days. Our rain chances will increase, and along with some possible thunderstorm activity as we move into Monday. But for the weekend, we look to be rather nice. All right, so over the next 5 days with that rain on Monday, perhaps even just a quarter of an inch likely along our beaches, inland 1/10. So, something to just be mindful of. It is rather dry out there. The relative humidity the other day was like down in 15% range. That does put up a little bit of an alarm for open flames. So just keep that in mind, mostly in the Swanee Valley and Ocala National Forest. So here we have our pool forecast for today. Maybe find a pool. It's not as windy and dangerous in a pool as it is at the beach. 80 degrees this afternoon with pleasant afternoon. So here's some high temperatures for you today as we move into those low 80s. Our average high for this time of year should be 78. So we're just a bump ahead of that. Beaches in the upper 70s, but our lows have been low, way below where we should be for this time of year. All right, Varsity 4 football happening tonight, folks. If you want to just go out and watch some good old football in your backyard, that would be your hometown football teams, your high school games tonight. Pack a windbreaker. Sometimes I say pack a poncho. Not tonight. I'm saying pack a windbreaker because there's windy conditions, a little bit cooler. You're going to want to wear your school spirit in a windbreaker tonight. At 7 o'clock for most of the football times, 71 degrees. All right, so then lows tomorrow morning, not nearly as chilly. We'll probably be 10 degrees warmer tomorrow morning than we were this morning, and the beaches will still be in those lower 70s. So pretty pleasant. This is exactly where we should be for this time of year. That 58 is spot on. All right, let's talk about this air show that's happening this weekend and the fact that are the Blue Angels coming to town? Well, as cool as they are to watch, believe me, I live in Jax Beach. They practice over my house. I can sit in my backyard and watch this or go in the front yard also. Regardless of whether the Blue Angels come to town, and nothing against Blue Angels because I am a huge fan, there are some amazing civilian acts that are planning to come to this Sea and Sky Air Show this weekend in Jacksonville Beach. Watch these spectacular aerobatic airplanes. They are so talented. These folks can do loop-de-loops like you've never seen and walk away from their plane in a straight line. Just saying, it's the most fascinating thing in the world. But it's going to be beautiful, except for the winds. So I'm curious about how they handle these nor'easter-like conditions during an air show in perfectly gorgeous weather. So I'm going to be asking those questions tonight when I'm live at the air show starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. And maybe someone will answer how you fly these fun little aerobatic planes in high winds. Just, I want to know. Don't you want to know? Let me know. Anyway, it's going to be beautiful for the weekend. And then here is your 7-day forecast with, again, those opportunities for rainy conditions to kind of kick in on Sunday, really be a little bit more of an impact on our day on Monday, and then trickling off. Now, another cold front looks to be coming in on Wednesday, and this could also be somewhat of a steering factor to keep Tropical Storm Melissa off of Florida as it moves through our area. But look what it does on Thursday. Drops are high. That's a high temperature of 72 on Thursday, making it likely. And now tomorrow morning when I'm on the air, I'm going to have finally Friday on my 7-day forecast with a little pumpkin on it because I can put the Halloween forecast up. Might be a pretty chilly Halloween for your ghosts and goblins. We'll have to keep an eye on that for you, of course. But in the meantime, keep in mind these 3 things for your weekend, okay? We are going to have windy conditions, whether you're inland or at the beach. We are going to have pleasant fall-like conditions, whether you're inland or at the beach as well, and the opportunity for some stray showers on Saturday night into Sunday. So that's your Friday forecast for you. I'll see you back here at noon. Really appreciate your time this morning. Make it a great Friday, and we'll see you back here on News4JAX, News4JAX Plus, and online at news4jax.com.
See why every day more people are choosing News4JAX, Northeast Florida and South Georgia's #1 source for local news.